Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to LadyGang. I am Beccatobin here with JacVanek and Keltieknight.
There's so much chaos going over where Keltie is.
She's
so
a tornado.
Noise happening.
It's just like every year I start the year and I'm like, I will get my shit together this year. And every year it continues to be the volcano of chaos that it's always been. And I have all the systems in place to help myself. And it just never ceases to amaze me how, like, I really do try to think things through.
I need an example.
Like this day, we're here at my house, we're shooting. And like yesterday, I got home from work and I was like, let me spend a couple hours and get everything set up. So when the girls come, it's super easy. Everything's super clean. And then like just everything happens where you're like, oh, the cameras are wrong. Oh, the file format is wrong. Oh, the garbage trucks are driving by. Oh, like, I don't know. I'm never waltzing through life at like a cool, it's always like, I forget to do a really important part of everything every time.
Yeah.
Like I went to my Snoop Dogg interview the other day and the night before I was like, okay, my brother's in town. Like I'm taking him to Snoop. I was like really excited about it. I'm like, okay, let me get out my e-card. And I went through the emails and I wrote all my questions out and then I put it in my work bag because this year to be organized, I'm having one work bag. I'm doing the Bethany Frankel. I don't know if you guys have seen
pouch.
my TikTok. Your pouches. So I have a makeup pouch that has one of everything I could ever need to do a full face of makeup. I used to just take a powder and a lip. I'm like, no, I'm taking a blush. I'm taking concealer. So if something happens, I can do my full face. Then I have an electronics pouch that has like mini ring light, computer. So I now have 2 computer chargers. One lives here and never leaves. One comes with me. Phone charger, power pack, like that. Then I have a set bag that has Tide stick, vagina wipe, mint, Sharpie, e-card, like all of that stuff. Snack, like I have everything in my work bag. And so I put it in my work bag. And at the last second I'm leaving for Snoop, I was like, well, this work bag is so heavy and this is so aggressive to like go for one shoot. So I took my 2 pouches, makeup pouch and shoot pouch, put it in my other purse and got to the shoot and was like, where's my question card? Oh, I left it in my other bag. Like
It's because you're hasty. You rush. So maybe your mantra should be like, take the time and also give yourself like double the amount of time you normally would. Because that's a lot of what it is that you can only be so prepared, but if you're rushed, you're going to miss something.
You're skimming.
You're skimming life. And also, I think the whole thing of like, every year I say I'm going to get my shit together. Like
we're not getting it together.
Well, let's just not make this a thing that we do every year. Like, just like, how about like every day, it doesn't have to be some big global proclamation. It can be
A global proclamation.
You know what I mean?
Well, I think it's also just like you are who you are. Yeah. And like every year on January 1st, you trying to change who you are is not going to work because deep down you are like kind of like a chaotic hurricane of a person, but that's what makes you you.
Right.
But you just got to try to get 10% more organized.
Yeah. Fit, like instead of trying to like fit Keltie into a certain lifestyle, the lifestyle should embrace Keltie.
Okay.
So whatever that means for you.
Yeah.
I was listening to the Deep Dive podcast, which I love, with Jessica St. Clair and June Diane Raphael. And Jessica St. Clair talks a lot about her ADD and how through so much of her adult life, she has these blind spots, these challenges, and she looks around and everybody else seems to be managing life easier, better, whatever.
Yeah.
She actually is a coach now who is like an ADD coach, and she's like teaches her how to make her life fit her
I need that.
in her parameters or whatever.
I need that.
So it's like your brain works this way. So it's identifying the way that things work for you and making sure everything in your life kind of fits into that way.
Yeah.
So
right, and in true thing, it's like what I need to have is that I get so spacey, and I get excited to see you guys, and then I want to. You guys are visiting, and I want to be visiting, but I also need to be focusing. What I needed to have was to have a to-do list that's written down, a shoot day to-do list, and it's like, have we done, and then I would have it on my clipboard, and so maybe that's a good idea. Okay, anyway, it's time for enough about my fucking problems.
It's time.
I'm fine, guys. I'm fine. Don't worry about Ben Affleck. He's happy. He's fine. Okay.
Are you Ben?
Did you know that they talked about? Okay.
Yes, we talked about it on the podcast.
Okay.
J-Lo.
Okay. Well, okay. It's time for
Good week.
Yes, it is.
Bad week. Oh, no.
who wants to start?
I'll go.
Yep.
That reminds me of when, what was it? When we were doing an interview and I was like, no, you go first. No, you go first. Kelsey's like, I'll go first. Yeah.
Let me speak.
I'll go first.
I will bless you with my words.
My good week is that at 36 years old, I finally understand the appeal of Patrick Dempsey. Now, I never watched Grey's Anatomy.
Wow, this was not what I was expecting.
I never watched Grey's Anatomy. I don't like watching shows where people are sick. It's like too much for me, not my jam. So I never watched it. So I never like understood his appeal with anything. But I just recently saw a TikTok of his wife's
stylist,
She's a makeup artist.
or makeup
artist and groomer.
Yeah, and she was grooming him, and they were just like kind of having like a back and forth. And I'm like, this is the hottest man I've ever seen in my entire life.
Whoa, that's a big statement.
He's not the hottest man I've ever seen in my entire life, but one of maybe like the top 10.
He's gorgeous. He's gorgeous. I saw him at F1 and his skin, because she's into skincare, clearly, he has been treating his skin during this marriage like we treat our skin. And it's beautiful.
She is the chicest woman alive too.
She's beautiful.
Oh my God, she's amazing. But correct me if I'm wrong. Was it a rumor or was it confirmed that Ellen Pompeo and Patrick Dempsey really did not like each other during a lot of Grey's Anatomy?
Didn't a lot of people not like her? Wasn't like that the big thing?
Her?
Ellen
She's
Pompeo?
been on it forever.
I think there was a rumor for once in this industry. I think the rumor was once that he was kind of a dick.
Oh,
allegedly.
Damn it! I was gonna say because he seemed so cute in that
He
video
probably
that
is
I'm like,
now.
Yeah.
I mean, but I think in his heyday, I had heard
It's so hard when you are the star of something and you hit it big time, and then it's not hard. You're lovely. You know what I mean? But it's like some people just go through that 2 years where they're drinking their own
yeah, they're like, I'm the shit.
and they can't get over it, and then you can never live that down.
Yeah.
That's what's so hard.
that was the only thing that stood in my way of falling madly in love with him. And I was more of a McSteamy girl.
Who is McSteamy?
The other one.
There's another one.
Eric Dane.
Ooh, she goes, there's another one.
Eric Dane.
Yeah.
He was way more up your alley.
Really?
On the show?
Eric Dane. Is that his name on the show?
That's his real name.
Oh.
He was married to Rebecca Gayheart for a long time.
Okay.
And
Long hair.
No, but McSteamy. I mean, I guess
Long hair.
McDreamy kind of
Is
had
it
like
red?
a flowing
Is his
hair.
middle name Jared?
Was he the Green
No.
Power Ranger?
He's just like hot. Like he kind of has that like David Beckham hotness.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm gonna look him up
Yeah.
next.
Okay. So,
Yeah, I was like, ooh, I kind of finally get it.
congratulations.
Thank
It's
you.
maturity.
It won't last that long. I'll find somebody else. My bad week is, and I know that there's going to be so many people that are going to hate this
Ooh,
and
I
give me
can't wait.
shit for it, but is Taylor Swift's style. I f***ing do not understand what this girl is putting on her body. She is like one of the richest women in the world at this point, and the style, I cannot get it.
I am so glad you're saying it and I'm not, because I almost did an Instagram story. At one point she was wearing like a black circle skirt, like a literal circle skirt with like a skinny belt and like a black t-shirt. It was something I wore to like bar mitzvahs.
Yes. Okay. Did
As
you
a child.
Did you see the outfit? It was a green crushed velvet long sleeve mini dress that like had like an empire flowy waist.
And the brand was like a small brand, and congratulations to them. They were stoked that she was wearing them. And I was like, whoa, Brittany Mahomes is crushing her fashion right now. Because she's now suddenly, but I'm like, Brittany got it. She got the memo in 3 seconds. And Taylor's still yet to get the memo.
I hate to tell you guys something. I actually know something very important to this story.
Okay, well, is this like everything is a sign? And she had like snake
Did you
boots
see all the
on, and
people
it's like
that's not-
reputation, and like
What is it?
what? Does she do it to be relatable? That
on
was
purpose.
Yeah.
On TikTok,
She doesn't
there's
wanna
an
dress that good.
entire thing. There's all these TikToks about like if Taylor Swift was a fashion girly. And it's like what they would put her in and what she would be
I love
wearing and
this.
stuff. And there's an entire conspiracy that she wears the most normie basic.
Yeah, so
doesn't
girls don't
work with
alienate her.
Doesn't work with a stylist for her day looks. Like just wears the same. Like she's like me. She thinks the same look that she wore in high school is still like working for her.
Yeah, there's like a lot of dated.
She's beautiful.
Yeah. Oh no, it doesn't matter.
Like, but there's this whole conspiracy that she does it on purpose because if she did spend that money that she has and hired La Roche to style her like Zendaya, she would lose that every girl ability. Like I want her to be singing Enchanted to me in the big prom dress ball gown that like is not chic, but
she's
I think
representing our like
every
inner
girl.
the every girl. And it's like that dress was one of the things that came up on it, that crushed velvet dress, because they were like, she's dressing so like that dress, and it was a beautiful dress, and that brand, congratulations.
Pedestrian.
But it could be from Target.
Yeah.
Like it's not giving stealth wealth. It's not
the way that they
like, I do wonder if is it on
Of course it is.
No, it has to be on purpose.
The way that she is packaged is more as much thought that goes into who's going to be the next president. Like you've seen political strategists like sit down with people with
be like, you don't never wear a yellow shirt because people hate yellow.
Yeah. Hillary Clinton, only part your hair on this side. It triggers people this way. Like that is as calculated as her camp is.
Sure.
But I bet it's all coming from her.
No way.
You think it's coming from everybody else?
If you think that is an accidental
no, I don't think it's
superstar
accidental.
Billionaire.
Oh.
No. There's
that,
nothing about Taylor Swift that is genuine and authentic. I hate to break it to anyone. Her music. I think that in her music.
I think her music,
the way they
her
market
relationship
her,
to her fans.
Yes, the way they market her, her choices of what she does when she is not, like, that is, people are very naive to think that is not a conversation that happens to say, how are we going to keep your empire, build your empire, continue to make billions of dollars? How are you going to dress
and listen,
in order to do that? And it's smart.
No,
it's
it is
smart.
it's
And
genius.
also
She's
it's
a brand.
And not that I'm ever putting myself in the Taylor Swift. I'm not putting myself in that box at all. But I'm just saying, if I'm having conversations
Like that with your team.
like I think about more like I'm not having with my team. No, I'm not having that conversation. But there are times where I wouldn't like, how am I going to say this? Like, I feel like there's a lot of very rich people that don't show their homes on social media. Like Morgan Stewart, she lives somewhere fucking crazy.
Yeah.
We've never seen her house. I mean, that's probably just because
see some of it.
She doesn't want to see it. But it's like, there is that thing of,
They know they'll alienate their fans.
right. If I was like,
Oh, I get what you're trying to say.
if I was like,
No, she's
hey,
only-
LadyGang, I'm super rich.
Yeah.
And like, here's all my great shit. And I mean, I guess I kind of do that.
You do that.
Well, but
But you
No,
get
it's
my
on
point.
level.
It's
No,
like if we're having thoughts about that, then of course Taylor Swift is.
So she's only showing parts of her that are relatable, because if they showed her house, it would be so extravagant and crazy that they'd be like, wait, she's not me.
No, that is exactly what it is. Like, I think about when I first moved to LA and I was working with a stylist and I had a publicist. We had conversations about what I was supposed to wear on a red carpet to try to garner a reputation that would get me a job that I wanted. It's all strategic.
Yeah.
It's a brand. Like, if you don't think Nike has 25 like meetings in conference rooms about what's coming out in their next line, you better believe that Taylor Swift, an even bigger brand, is having the exact same conversations about the most mundane things, probably down to how she cuts her hair.
Well, because
Like,
everybody is looking at everything as an Easter egg too.
Everything.
It's not even just the markability. It's like everybody is looking into every like inch of her body to see if there's something that's going to be like a sign for something
and
else.
she's not the only one doing that.
No,
you know
it's
what I
just
mean?
she has the biggest many
I've
eyeballs on
I've
her.
watched it with Chris and his clients.
Yeah.
The like, how much are you showing on social media? How much of your real life are you showing? Are you showing yourself on the private jet? Because once you show yourself on the private jet, you
it's
can then
done.
no longer do an endorsement deal for Expedia.com.
Yeah. Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
there's so much that goes into it that people don't understand. So anyway.
I guess the thing that's frustrating is like the Taylor stans that sit around and like defend that she's not calculated.
Yeah.
You know, the people that are like,
and I love her because
I think she's
assume
amazing.
She's a genius.
She's amazing.
Yeah. Her calculation and how everything goes together and the forethought and how she's used her team to be able, like when I was at that premiere and she had 300 people at the Grove, like I was annoyed I didn't get an interview with her because the strike was on, but like she spent time and went up and down Tom Cruise style to every single fan, and the amount of security you need, the amount of background checking you need to have something like that go off is crazy. Like the amount, like to me, it's like icon status for her business sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's, I think, we get upset about. It's the same thing with people's Meghan Markle hatred. I think that we don't like it when somebody tries to, it's like a wolf in sheep's clothing, where being a wolf in this scenario is not bad.
No.
Being a wolf is being a badass businesswoman, running an empire, owning an empire, wanting to have a literal, like, borderline cultish type following.
Right.
I mean, with Meghan Markle, it was more like the ambition and wanting to be in the family and this. Right. I think what it is like, I want someone to be unapologetically like, yeah, I think about every move I ever make because I have an empire. I built an empire and I'm fucking genius. And like, where's that? Like, I want that documentary. I know she's still in the grind and she's still trying to do this thing, but eventually I would really love it if she was like, I don't know, like
how is the sausage made?
Took us behind the curtain and was like, I'm not ashamed that I literally only wore a $20 dress for a reason to keep my billions of dollars.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think that
that's different, like the opposite of what her
the brand
whole appeal is.
It's just, and I think that the clashing of that is what really bugs me. And then I just go back to like telling myself that this is what people are telling her she needs to do.
Yeah.
She's following along. And it's like the same with Meghan Markle. It doesn't mean they're bad people. Like now I like really like Meghan Markle and I get why they want to hide that they're wolves because people want to tear down women that are ambitious. But really we just want to tear down women that are ambitious and pretending to be these like naive, innocent little things.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. This was like a weird feminist conversation, but
but I think the ironic point of that is like she's done interviews literally talking about that and talking about like why when a woman makes this kind of a decision or acts this kind of way, you're labeled as X, Y, Z.
Yeah,
but when a man can do it, it's like
society needs to catch up and be like, we want all the women to be wolves.
Yeah.
We want you to all go get what you need to get.
But they don't want that.
But they don't want that. And I get it.
Okay.
The patriarch.
Speaking of the patriarchy.
This is what they want us to do also, is just to busy ourselves with hating on each other.
Yes.
100%. So I go back. You know what? Keep wearing your velvet dress. I don't give a
Love her. I just think it's so funny. And it's,
like the first thing
if I had all that money, my God,
I'd be a monster.
The first thing I would do if I had all that money is hire the greatest stylist and wear only the
That's
row.
what Jennifer Lawrence just did. She hired a stylist to literally overhaul her entire look to make her look chic as f***. And so now she's head to toe in the row. Like, and I don't know. I mean, I like it because it's a little more transparent for me. I don't feel like I'm being tricked. I'm like, yes, that's a movie star. That's what movie stars do. She's got lots of money. We're not going to hide it.
Because if everyone in Hollywood was dressing themselves, and I mean this with all the love in the world, we would all be Jennifer Gardner. You wouldn't because you have style. But Jennifer Gardner.
Oh my God, I know what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Jennifer Gardner is like, she's picking up her kids at school, no one has styled that. There's no thought in that. She's like, I need a comfortable shoe. I've got nuts in my bag. These are the jeans that don't make me feel bad about my body. And I'm going to like go.
I'm going to wear maybe a hookah. A hookah.
Right. We don't know.
What are those called?
Hookah
sneakers with my bootcut jeans.
All right.
The multicolored ones.
My good week this week is I want to give a special, and it's 3 or 4 weeks late because I had this on my list. It came in over the Christmas break. So Jennifer Rigoli. Hello, Jennifer. You're a longtime member of the Lady Gang. Your husband has written us an extended email and DM. And
that may or not be the correct pronunciation of your name, but if you're a true Lady Gang fan, you'll know that is quite the honor.
It is the honor.
Your husband's amazing. He wrote us about you're turning 40 and Lady Gang's your favorite. And so my good week this week is like happy 40. 40s are awesome. We love you. And I love that you're with a great guy that knows you well enough to like send multiple DMs to be like, don't forget about Jennifer's birthday.
Oh, do we know
When's
his
her actual
name?
birthday?
I think it was like about 6 or 7 days ago.
Okay.
So anyway, happy 40th birthday. We love you.
6 or 7 months ago.
No, it's not that old. Okay.
That would have been very on
My
brand.
bad week is this. This is something that started in Vietnam. I will be talking about this a lot more as we go on because I'm in this perimenopause. And so I have talked about it before. I'm going to talk about it again. Like, I'm having my period pretty much constantly at this point, some sort of bleeding and really, really heavy periods. I need Earth to get on board with the fact that there needs to be menstrual products everywhere at all times available 24/7. I don't care if they're free. It would be great if they're free, if they're paid. I was in Vietnam at a very nice hotel. I went to the water. I went to the bathrooms, the water park, the concierge, the gift shop. There was not a tampon to be found in this entire. Where are the people getting their tampons? It was so difficult. Then I'm in the airport. In Hong Kong. Okay, I'm in Hong Kong. We're on a layover.
Yeah,
I could get the cat that waves. I could get a bottle of Chanel perfume. I could get a new Ray-Ban. I went to, if not with Chris in tow, 7 different stores in the airport. Do you have any tampons? Do you have any tampons? What about a pad? Nothing. They were like, we don't have it. We don't have it. And I was like, how about down there? And they're like, nope. And then it's too hard for me. I need in every bathroom. I used to see them as in a childhood when you'd put a quarter in and you could, but they took them away.
They did do that. No one has cash anymore. Should we create credit card machines that you can get tampons out of?
Yeah, and like other like actually nice,
like
a beauty blender. Well, I guess you don't need that when you're out.
I need a wipe.
I just took a shit. I need a beauty blender.
I need a wipe. I need a period underwear. I need a new pair of socks. I need a new pair of pantyhose, and I need a tampon. And I need it available in basically every public bathroom.
Yeah.
Because it is, when you need a tampon, you need a tampon, guys. Like, and it's actually so embarrassing. Chris is like, this is the 3rd or 4th vacation that I've gone on with him where like my periods surprised me. Like, I should be used to this. But what happened was I brought my menstrual cup.
Yeah.
And I was having so much sex with him that my vagina was sore. And then sometimes when you put a menstrual cup in, it really hurts.
Yeah.
Like it's too, sorry for everyone.
I'm mostly upset for your parents right now.
If they're still listening to LadyGang,
That's
then
insane.
But it was a little like sore. And then I was having such bad cramps. It was like just a menstrual cup. And I brought one that was like a little bit too, anyway. Sometimes you just need a tampon. They're never fucking available.
Yeah.
Help me, baby Jesus, get me a tampon.
I know. This exact thing happened to me in Mexico. My period like is always 28 days like on the dot, and it came to like 25. And I'm like, never found one. Bled through everything I had.
Wow,
it's
guys.
just so unfair. Like, even when you stay in a hotel, why is it that I can get a shitty comb and a toothbrush and a toothpaste?
Yeah.
And there's not like 3 little OB tampons just in there available. And I have to call down to the concierge. Hi, it's me. Do you guys have tampon? TAMP. Okay. Do you have a pad? Do you have a panty? Like, help me.
It's terrible.
Oh, can't wait till they take my
Girlhood.
uterus out. Okay. Anyway, when we come back, allegedly, what's happening?
I did not do a good week that week.
No, you didn't. Go ahead, Becca. I didn't think you did. I didn't think you did. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. Mine are short. My good week is that when we were in Costa Rica for our New Year's Eve trip, we were all at like a big fun group dinner, and this really adorable family. It was our first night there. This really cute family comes over to our table. There's 12 of us or something, and they're like, can you take our picture? And I was at the end of the table. So I stood up and I go to take the picture, and this girl starts to like smile and kind of like make like,
googly eyes.
Yeah.
Whatever, noticing that I'm taking the picture. She was like, oh my God, I love the LadyGang so much. No. Her name was Darby.
Hey, Darby.
Oh my God, I love that name.
It's a great name. And I was just like, it was just so cute. Because also like, when you're at a table with a bunch of your friends, sometimes you just have to like let them know you're still cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
You're like,
yeah. I'm like, yeah, I got a hit podcast. That's right. Darby in Costa Rica. She knows about it.
worldwide,
Have
bitches.
you assholes listened anytime soon? No, I'm just kidding. No, it was very cute. And Darby made my night. And then my bad week is that we are already we're in school mode for Ford.
Oh, shit.
He's going to school in the fall. And
That's not preschool, is it?
No, but like once kids are 2, you can send them. It's essentially daycare. Yeah. But some places.
But they learn how to be somewhere, sit in a group,
social. To follow directions, sit and listen to a teacher or whatever. So we've been shadowing him at like places we're interested in. So we went one day last week to shadow him, and you just don't know how your kid's going to be because they're 2.
Yeah.
And they're unpredictable. One day he's an angel and one day he's a devil. So it's a grab bag. So we go to the school, and also some days he just doesn't want strangers, or he does, or whatever. And the first kid is usually a little bit more, not afraid, but less, he's more stranger danger. So we go to the school and we go around to the classes with him. There's an art class and there's a music class, like 5 minutes each, nothing big. And when I tell you, this kid could have been dropped off and waved goodbye to.
Never saw you again.
He literally couldn't give a shit. Didn't even look back to see if we were following him down the hallway. He was like, peace the f*** out. I swear it was the craziest. It's comforting because I'm happy that he's going to be okay.
Yeah.
But Zach and I were both
miss
like,
me like a little bit.
Yeah. Right. And all these other kids were like, mama, crying, needing them there, needing to sit on the lap. He was like, moved me out of the way and went and sat on his dot for music class.
Cute.
Literally took like his symbol and was like, and I'm like,
that's so cute.
What
sat on his
so cute.
He literally was the only kid who just was cool.
He was like, bye-bye.
Yeah.
Independent.
Peace. And all these parents were like, oh my God, I wish my kid behaved like that. I'm like, no, you don't.
My heart's broken.
I wish my kid loved me a little bit.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, well, we could both go down in a fiery crash. He'd be fine. He'd grab his symbol and sit on his dot. And be like, not miss a beat. So it's over. He's going to college basically tomorrow, getting married to a bitch, and I'm never going to see him again.
On that note, we'll be right back with Allegedly What's Happening. Welcome back. Lady Gang, we need to talk about the Oscar snubs.
Wow.
I'm going to let Becca, our resident actress, talk to us about some of the Oscar snubs.
The only snub I'm aware of, because I haven't been that up on it, but you kind of would have to be dead to not see the Barbie of it all. I can't believe that in all the Barbie world, the 2 people who were snubbed were the director and Margot Robbie, who plays Barbie. And of course, Ken gets an Oscar nomination.
Well, it's the premise of the movie.
And exactly. And all these memes are basically, oh, interesting, the $1 billion box office, the blah, 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 the fight the patriarchy, the message of the movie. And the reason this movie was made is because now the person nominated is Ken.
Yeah.
His statement was really nice.
I thought
really
he did
nice.
a really good job, Ryan.
He did a great job, I think, because he knows he's not going to win.
No.
Right.
So he could risk it.
Yeah.
Could put it on the line.
Yeah.
And it's just such bullshit. And I sort of can't understand the logic. Do you understand?
Yeah. So I'm very sort of confused with, I want to have the benefit of the doubt. So the benefit of the doubt me feels like it was assumed that she would make it in. So the people in the Academy that were voting were like, well, everyone's going to vote for Greta. So I'm going to vote for my friend Alan because his movie.
But is that how it works?
It's the Academy votes, right?
I know, but like.
Yes, it's a vote. So
no,
it's like,
but she's asking, is that how it works? Like you could just be like, well, I'm going to vote for Joe Schmo.
You can't vote for Joe Schmo, but they're going to get to 20 finalists. The Academy Group 1 votes, and then the ballot that goes out to Academy members has 11 people on it, and they're only going to take 6. So you vote, you cross your thing off for your top people, and then the people with the most votes are in. Like that's the Academy. That's how it works.
Well, who is up against Ryan Gosling? Like, was it a situation where there were just so many amazing female performances in leading actress roles, and that's why?
No, it was expected that she would get a nomination for sure.
So then the Academy needs to also, before they announce anything,
I don't know what happened with Margot. For Greta, I feel like as director, they were like, oh, everyone's going to vote for her because, of course, it's the smash of the year. Like, fine. I don't think so, though. I don't think it's assumed. That's my hope. What I think happened is that the Academy is still filled with people where if a woman is not being, and I'm going to probably offend a lot of people here, but I'm going to say it. It feels like the Oscar movies still want stories that are like women being beaten, genocide, ostracized, overcoming war, violence. And it's like where like Barbie was like too pure. Like it's almost like it wasn't like I don't feel that way. I don't feel that way, but I feel like for the Oscars, it's happened before where you're like, it should be this. And it's almost too powerful. Like it's too powerful. And then people start hating it because it's like, it's a woman who's just radical.
Well, here's the thing. 20 years ago, Barbie wouldn't have even been considered in the Oscars.
No.
Because back in the day, the Oscars were those movies.
Art
like
movies.
Heavy.
Right.
Art, darker, like made you feel feelings that weren't always positive. Like it evoked emotions that weren't always pretty. Like the blockbuster hits of our time
never made it to
the Oscars. So I also could have seen a world in which they just didn't see that as being an Oscar-worthy movie in general. And that's all okay, because there were a lot of like Oppenheimer and more of those like art house,
but then Saltburn also got snubbed. And so that's like the artiest art house of the year.
Well, but it's more of that feels less, that feels lower brow.
Right.
As you know what I mean?
More like Sundance.
Yes.
Right. I hear you.
I think the thing is everybody could have maybe been a little less pissed. Because Marvel movies make billions at the box office. They're never nominated for Oscars. It's not an automatic. But the fact that Ryan Gosling, like, just don't put him in.
Yeah.
Right.
If you're not going to include,
right.
And that's the point is that if you want to say this isn't an Oscar type, but didn't the movie get nominated?
The movie is nominated for Best Picture.
And America Ferrera got nominated.
Right. But how do you not nominate
the two women responsible for the movie?
Yeah, it's really crazy. Wild. Britney Spears and Sam Asghari are still divorcing, and they have not finalized their divorce because Sam wants more money.
Shocker.
And this is hard for me.
This is hard for Keltie.
It's hard for me because I interviewed him and I thought he was really lovely, and I really
That doesn't mean anything.
No, I thought he was a really nice guy. But then I'm also like, of course he needs more money because he can't go get a job now, guys.
Well, yes, he can.
Can't he like go teach dance classes or something?
He didn't do anything bad to Britney.
No, I know.
Well, why can't he get a job? He was getting jobs when he was married to her. He's
a backup dancer, right?
No, that was Kevin Federline.
Oh my God.
Did you just wake up from a coma from 2004?
Wait, what did Sam do?
He's
a model?
Personal trainer and a model.
He was going to get a personal training job in a second.
He was tapping into acting too.
Yeah.
Like he's done a few things here and there. He'll still get those jobs. Like,
no, but he can just be a personal trainer.
It's not
so
like
easy. You just need one person to like you and hire you at a time.
Mm-hmm. I just don't. Okay.
He outgrew the job though, you know.
Outgrew the job. Nick, our friend Nick Vile, Nick talked shit about Golden Bachelor, saying Teresa should get a prenup.
Oh.
Do you have thoughts?
Oh, because she does well.
She has money, yeah.
You know, there's that theory floating around that he
picked her because of the money?
Picked her because of the money.
Oh.
Financial security.
That's what I think. That's kind of what's going on. Oh. I think they're happy.
I don't know enough about
there's nothing wrong with the prenup.
But also when you're that old,
who cares?
If you're married and someone dies, like isn't it more likely someone's dying before they get divorced? You're going to get what that person had anyway.
Wait, what if you don't have a prenup?
Oh, I guess so.
It could go to the kids.
Okay, yeah, you still need the prenup.
Or whatever.
Well, no, I think that your next of kin is your spouse.
I feel like you should get a prenup when you're that old. Because you barely know the person.
I feel like you should get a prenup
and you're right,
all the time.
You're right. Yeah. And because if he was in it for the money, he could have married her and then just pop smoke and whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, but and then Nick was saying that he hopes that Natalie.
No. That is not on my paper. I misunderstood the story. I misunderstood the story.
But I think anybody
should get a prenup.
Get a prenup. I'm sort of sick of the narrative of
you don't love each other if you get a prenup.
That's
not it.
I don't like when, and it's always in movies, so it's probably not even real because it's all the patriarchy. When like women are presented a prenup and they're like, I can't believe it, I won't sign this, blah, whatever. Like, you should not feel that way.
Mm-mm.
I think that this is reality, and if somebody wants you to sign a prenup, sign the prenup.
And also, here's the thing.
I mean, make sure it's good.
There's two things that are going to happen if you sign a prenup. A, You're going to stay together forever and you're never going to need it.
Yep.
B, you're going to decide to split and it is going to be kind and friendly and easy for both of you. Still so difficult.
Kind and friendly, probably not, but
amicable-ish.
But listen, when that prenup is there, it is so much better than when you have to go and fight each other.
Well, especially
look at what's happening with Sam.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, though, he had a prenup.
Yeah. Oh, he had to.
I was just going to say, you can still go back and like ask for more money or whatever with the prenup. But
it is just weird that it's still a taboo thing to talk about when we're like so progressive as a gender moving forward. And it's like, I mean, our conversation was always to have a prenup. Like it wasn't like a weird conversation that Jared and I had that once I was like, we gotta sign one. Like, ugh. But like, it should be a conversation you're having, especially if both people are working. Like, I don't want you to take my money. I don't want to take your money. Like,
but also I think that, so like Nick and Natalie, she's about to have his baby. And she's going to inevitably miss out on work.
Yeah.
Having the baby, recovering, raising the baby. And so I do think that the prenup should only be predate you getting together as a couple.
Of course.
So like whatever he had going into it should absolutely be his no matter what if they were to split. But anything that he makes, this is just using as an example, this is like anybody in this situation, anything he makes once they're together and start their life together, it should be 50-50 at that
100%.
point.
Well, and the fact that she is his co-host on his podcast, like she is half the reason why the podcast is successful
now. Yeah.
Yes.
So like, and who knows what what's going on with that.
No, but I agree. It's like, keep your shit you had before, but let's split everything now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Moving forward. Yeah.
So, especially because
speaking of big splits, I do want to talk about Salt Lake City. Have you watched the part 3?
Yep.
Okay.
On the plane.
Okay. I haven't. So you need to update us and then we'll discuss. But
I watched part 1.
Okay. But you know the
2.
story.
Yeah.
For anyone that doesn't watch Salt Lake City, Monica Garcia was she applied to be a housewife, was cast as a housewife, and it has come out throughout the season that for the past 4 years, she has run Reality Von Teese, which is an Instagram troll site that has revealed everything about the Jen Shah situation and ended up her in prison, but has hated and been so mean to all the women. And then for first 2 parts of the reunion, we kind of teased it, and then part 3 happened. What is the final take on Monica? She's off the show.
She's off.
Right. She's off the show because of the way I truly think she could have saved herself. But in part 3, even Andy was like, kind of pointing out to the women how he was, in so many ways, the subtext was, we've overcome other things.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, like this is, not great. And also she was one person out of, I believe, 4 or 6 people that ran the account. The account kind of never was like a takedown, but it did repost some mean things about, so it was not the best. What I wish that Monica had done, and I guess she doesn't deserve to be a housewife if she actually doesn't have this ability, because I think the housewives, the ones that are beloved are the ones who fuck up a lot and then know how to take accountability.
Right.
And Andy was trying to literally
walk her to it,
feed her and walk her to it, but she was too defensive. What she could have said is, I was a fan of the show. I wanted to be on the show like most of the women in this town. I'm a single mom. I wanted to make money. This seemed like a really good way to make the money.
Yeah.
I started with this account as a way to take down somebody that I thought was bad, that we've been proven has done some bad things, which is okay. And she can say, I deeply regret getting caught up in the fandom, in the, I didn't realize you guys were real people, because that's the other thing.
And now I do, because we've spent time together.
That you're all beautiful women who don't deserve internet bullies. And I got caught up in it. And when you want something to be in the inner circle so bad, you're the girl on the outside, and you feel like if I throw things at this, I'm punching up. So what does it matter to them? But then I got to know them. It's a huge betrayal. I should have come clean from the beginning. I did not know how to do that. And I am deeply, deeply sorry. And like, I think every single person would have been like, we all at one point wanted to also be a housewife. We all manipulated on how to be some more than others. There's so much manipulation when those women get on that show.
Yeah.
You know, every single woman has gone to an event in hopes that there's a camera and a producer and she can catch the attention of the network. So
it's like that woman on the Salt Lake this season who was wearing like the hot pink outfit at one of the parties. And I was like, you're kelting right now.
Yes.
Too close to the sun.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Of course.
It's like,
it goes back to the Taylor of it all.
It's the premise of the show.
Right.
Exactly. And I don't think she deserves to be a housewife because she wasn't able to take accountability and she's still kind of bullying. So it sucks because I really wanted her redemption. I don't know why. I think 'cause she has such a fucked up like family. She's a single mom and you really want to root for her. And it's just maybe in like a year, it'll just, you know, when you have that aha moment and it's too late, maybe she'll be laying in bed and be like, what the I could have saved myself.
Well, also and I have no idea what she's doing with her life, but that is like someone who needs to go to therapy so badly. And is not. Yeah. Like she needs to unpack all of her childhood stuff and why when someone comes for her, it actually annoyed me throughout the season and a lot in the reunions is like, it got to a point where you could barely watch reunion because someone would say something to her and then she would just
defense, always on the defense.
And you're like, but breathe. Yeah. Like, listen to what the person's saying and then think about what you want to say back instead of just, you know, it was just so aggressive. And I was like, after some therapy, I think anyway, we'll see. So we'll see what happens.
Well, I just think it's a lesson in life. For me, I watched that and I was like, this is something that we all kind of have learned over the years, that vulnerability, when you up, it's usually the root of it is because of an insecurity or a vulnerability or something that is not anything shameful. You shouldn't feel ashamed of having those feelings. You should be remorseful for the actions that you did in like because of those feelings. But I was like, what a lesson on just owning something. You really can't make any enemies when you're totally honest.
Yeah.
You know, even if you up horribly, you can say, I fucked up so bad.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm looking for the Anne Hathaway video.
Oh my God. I
want to play it.
So
what Anne Hathaway video?
Much. I can find it.
Okay. So Anne Hathaway is backstory. Anne Hathaway is in Italy.
Okay. Hold on. I found it.
Wait, I need the backstory. I haven't seen it yet.
Yep.
Okay. Anne Hathaway is in Italy. She's, is she at a premiere? Is she at a fashion show?
It looks like she's going into like an event. She's dressed.
She's coming out of an SUV. She's getting, and there's clearly people standing there kind of
waiting to take her pictures.
Italian fans waiting to take pictures.
And this is what happens.
And this is what she did.
You have to watch it?
You can hear it.
You can hear it too. Hold on.
Oh my God.
Okay, I can't find it. But anyway.
Okay, so she's calma. And then she says, I can't take I'm paraphrasing. I can't take pictures with everyone, but I'll stand here and
I'll wave.
And I'll wave. And then you
can take pictures
of me. Okay.
Oh,
and it
robot.
I was like, I hope she's so drunk. I hope she just had like 4 cocktails and there has to be an excuse for that behavior. What the just get out and be like, hey, everybody, thanks for being here. I'm so sorry, but like, I can't take pictures of everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah. And just stand there, wave and walk. It was like she was a kindergarten teacher. Calma. It was so patronizing.
That's weird.
But this is her thing. She never gets it right. I don't think she knows how to be in social situations.
No.
And I think I'm giving her, like, I hear you, it was hard to watch, but at the same, I'm giving her my Keltie seal of social approval because that is something I would do.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I would love to do that. I would love to have enough people want to take a picture with me, but like, I think she's always trying to get it right. She's trying to do the right thing. She hops out and she doesn't want to just walk in and disappoint her fans. So she comes out but then she realizes I can't take a photo with everyone because I have to get inside. So then she's like, okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to let everyone take a picture of me. Like that is something I would do. You guys know that.
For
no,
sure.
but it's like, I think it's the reason why, like, she's so off-putting. She's always been kind of off-putting to people, but she's always been like
so lovely,
beautiful and put together and lovely. But there's like this thing about her that people like just can't vibe with.
I think she just doesn't know how to be.
Yeah, I think she was trying to do this one thing, but then it came across
as something
weird.
else.
And
I think it's also that like weird theater kid star thing because she was a star as a little kid in theater.
Yeah.
And I think that they elevate themselves so much.
Yeah.
And they have this, I don't think she consciously thinks I'm better than everybody else, but I don't think she's the
that's
person.
the air that comes across.
It's the air.
Yeah.
And I don't think she's the person who is amazing at
just going with the flow.
She's not like a down bitch. Like she's not just going to be like,
no,
whatever.
Because I have seen other people do similar exact things that Anne has done. I've seen them do it.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's so strange. But like, you're not a bad person. You're
just always putting
not a
on
bad person.
Putting on an act.
She's
weird.
She takes herself really
you just
seriously.
need to be calma. And you need to be calma. Calma.
She looks great.
Yeah, she looks
There's
amazing.
a plastic
pretty.
surgeon who does these like breakdowns. I think he's British. He does these breakdowns of what he thinks people have done to their faces, and with her he was so spot on. He was like, this is an example of somebody who is aging beautifully. Mm-hmm. She had one thing done in her young years. She had a nose job, allegedly. And then since then, she really hasn't injected her face. She just keeps this really pretty proportions going because he does these things too, where he shows, and now I can't unsee it. I cannot unsee it.
I know.
He
And I know because
where
I have
people
butthole,
fill.
I have butthole eyes.
No, you don't. Oh. He shows where we've been filling the perimeters of our faces to keep them up. Like, you know, putting the
They do
filler
like the temple.
to like keep everything kind of like filled, like pull the skin. But over time, people's faces get wide and pancakey because of the amount of filler. And that's like with who's the model that everybody just went crazy over?
Ariana.
Yeah, he was like, I think this is something that it could be, but now I can't unsee it. And Emily Blunt, who is so beautiful, but she was on a talk show and he was using her face as reference, and he was like, this is her young with like her oval shaped face and blah blah blah, and then you see in that her face has just gotten wider because they're trying so hard to maintain the like
interesting.
So yeah, the facelift, the alleged J-Lo facelift is really what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
It's just waiting, and then cinch
Pop it up. All right. Well, we weren't
See you next Tuesday.
Calma.
Calma.
We will. Calma. We will.
See you next Tuesday.